This video is sponsored by TokyoTreat and Sakuraco.
Recently, I was scrolling through YouTube and came across a video I found real interesting. It was a video called The Rarest Trophy in Every Sonic Game by a channel named Trofun. Shout out to them, by the way. And it got me thinking. I recently platinumed every Persona game. Yes, I know I'm ducking one, but I thought it'd be a great idea to kindly steal this idea and personify it. There are a few Persona games that don't have trophies, such as Persona 1 or the original Persona 3, but I still would love to cover those, so for games that don't have official trophy support, I'll be using RetroAchievements to fill those gaps. I'll be going in order of easiest trophies to hardest, which means we all know what's first on the list, right? But before we start the list, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It takes less than 5 seconds to press, just look. See? It's easy. And also do me a favor and comment some custom trophies you think would be fun to grind for. If I see enough interesting ones, maybe I can make a video on it. But for now, onto the list. Although these are 3 games, they all belong in the same spot. Nanako Forever, the Dancing Anti-Shadow Weapon, and the Ultimate Guide for Tricksters are all trophies obtained by watching every dance performed by Nanako, Aegis, and Joker. This could have been literally anybody and I wouldn't be surprised. None of the dancing games have any difficult trophies, which is kind of a missed opportunity since as a rhythm game, there are moments where the levels can be a bit overwhelming. But none of the trophies require playing any hard levels, so the percentages of 17.9, 23.4, and 21.4 make a whole lot of sense for being the least of their respective games. Next up is Persona 5 Royal's Master of Akihabara. In order to obtain this trophy, you need to order from the special menu at the Maid Cafe. Now, as easy as this one is, it can easily be missed as nobody wants to spend time at a Maid Cafe when they could be doing more important things like hanging out with the best confidant in the game. Oh yeah, to order from the special menu, you have to spend 20,000 yen. The next visit after you do this, the special menu will become available for you. There's really nothing more to say. If Alice wanted to make a hard trophy, they could have required you to complete the Thieves Den. Now that would have been something. Okay, we have our first retro achievement entry, and it's a 7-way tie in Persona 2 Eternal Punishment for the PlayStation 1. 4 of them are for summoning every persona of the Hierophant, Hangman, Judgment, and Fool Arcanas. This one is, pretty self-explanatory. The other 3 are connected. Starting with They Flutter By, you need to collect all 3 butterflies in the extra dungeon. Now, I personally have never played more than like an hour of Eternal Punishment, so I can only go off of what I researched. But to access the extra dungeon, you need to beat the game through both the Eriko Kirishima and Kei Nanjo routes. In this dungeon, you can find the black, white, and golden butterflies. Only class 1A is available at the start of the extra dungeon. You find the golden butterfly in class 1B, which is unlocked after completing the Room of Seal, which is unlocked after completing class 2A, which is unlocked after completing class 1D, which is unlocked after completing the first class, class 1A. You find the black butterfly in B3 in class 2C, which is unlocked after completing class 1D. You find the white butterfly in class 3A, which can be accessed by entering class 3B, which is unlocked after completing class 3C. Each class's layout aside from 3C and 3B are based off previous dungeons and locations in Persona 2. Now with this in mind, after you complete all the classes, you can achieve the next 2 trophies. Give Me Your All for defeating the final boss of the extra dungeon, Philemon, and You Are the Strongest I've Ever Seen for defeating him on hard mode after collecting all 3 butterflies. So basically, do the extra dungeon on hard mode while collecting the 3 butterflies, and you'll have yourself the rarest trophies in the game. I also want to say that although the percentage is seemingly high at 10.2%, this is only because 49 people have attempted getting trophies and 5 people have achieved them. So don't let that number fool you. It's not as easy as it looks and is only this high on the list due to technicalities. Number 16 comes from the most recent Persona title, Persona 3 Reload. To get a Legacy of Friendships, you need to max out all social links. If you aren't actively going for this, you will 100% miss it. There are guides out there for a reason. Persona games are really strict for maxing out all social links, and Reload is no exception to that. If you follow a guide, you can easily get this done since it isn't locked behind difficulty, but you will have to beat the entire game, and even with skipping cutscenes, you're looking at around 20 to 25 hours minimum. Unless of course you're a god tier speedrunner, since the fastest time to beat the game on Merciless is just under 8 hours. Coming up now is Reload's predecessor, Persona 3 Portable. To earn a cut above, you have to defeat Elizabeth or Theodore. Defeating them isn't too bad because you can do this on any difficulty, but there's still some prep you have to go through. The first item you need is Armageddon. In Persona 3 Portable, Armageddon isn't a move you can just use whenever. You need to either buy it in the store or head to Monad and take on the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man will spawn in a Maya and you want to let it bomb your entire party. After that, just defeat the Hangman and you will receive 10 Armageddons. The next thing you need is Infinity. It's up in the air as to how exactly you get it, but the way I did it was by going back to Monad and taking Koromaru, Akihiko, and Aegis with me to battle Strength and Fortune. I let Koromaru and Akihiko die, and after reviving them, I manipulated the wheel to give the enemy distress. I finished off Strength and did the same thing to Fortune. I finished off Strength and did the same to Fortune, gave them distress and finished them off. It worked for me and I got 10 Infinities. After that, you take on Elizabeth or Theodore with the beefed up Orpheus Telos. You should have Orpheus Telos since you have to complete all social links for the Platinum anyways, and I'm sure you can find a guide on how to make a beefy one. Attack and heal when needed and use Infinity every 8 turns so you don't die. Once she's around 10k health, you need High Counter to trigger to get her under 10k, and then use Armageddon to finish the job. At number 14, we have Persona 5 Tactica's Collection of Knowledge. You need to complete the compendium in this game. Of course, there aren't any social links you need to do, however 12 personas are only available in New Game Plus, and 5 personas are locked behind quests. So you basically have to play the game twice and complete all 15 quests. There are guides online to help you with the quests, as well as a fusion calculator for personas you somehow miss out on. Your compendium will fill up naturally as you play the game, so this isn't too troubling of a trophy. Okay, we now make a huge jump from 8.6% to 3.3%. In Persona 5, Mask Collector is the rarest trophy. You have to complete the compendium. Because this is a mainline Persona game, you need to max out every confidant in order to unlock some personas. Treasure demons also count towards this, so don't pull a me and have to play the game twice because I forgot about them. The rarest treasure demons aren't available until after you beat Shido, the game's final boss. Yeah, I wanted to smash some things in my room when I realized this. This trophy will take a really long time since palaces are a thing along with the confidants. Our next entry is another retro achievement entry. For Persona 2 Innocent Sin on the PlayStation 1, you get Immortal Chaos Brigade for summoning the most powerful full persona, Fuma Kotaro. Now I had to do some digging because apparently nobody on YouTube plays Persona 2 on the PSX. So according to my calculations, you need to fuse for the full Tobi Kato using 3 full tarot cards. You then perform a mystic change to this persona to acquire Fuma's Grimoire. Mystic changing is basically exactly like itemizing personas in Persona 5. Once you receive this Grimoire, you need to fuse it with 4 full tarot cards. You get tarot cards from Demon Negotiation, by the way. At number 11 is my personal favorite Persona game, Persona 4 Golden. Sadly, the trophy here is on the easier side. To obtain one who has proven their power, you need to defeat Margaret. This trophy isn't related to difficulty at all, and unlike Elizabeth, you don't have to do this battle alone. This specific battle is probably the easiest of any Velvet Room bosses, so yeah, there really isn't much to say. I'm actually surprised that the hardcore Rosette fan wasn't the pick here, but I checked multiple countries and sure enough, Margaret was rarer. I guess it makes sense because technically, you can get hardcore Rosette fan without trying since you just have to listen to her say unique lines, whereas for Margaret, you have to essentially beat the game twice and do specific things such as complete her social link in the second playthrough and defeat the super bosses atop all the dungeons.
A word from our sponsors, TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. Spring is coming, and it's time to celebrate the Sakura season with TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. Both boxes have really cool Sakura-themed designs and are jam-packed with Sakura-themed goodies for you to enjoy. Starting with TokyoTreat, which is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack subscription box filled with limited edition Kit Kats, as well as special flavored Japanese chips and treats. The theme for this month's box is Cherry Blossom Bites. When you open your box, you're greeted with what looks like a postcard, as well as a message from the company's CEO. It also comes with a booklet with fun facts about Japan, Easter eggs, and information about the treats within the box. My favorite part is how they show 2 of my favorite anime characters in Sakura Haruno and Hanamichi Sakuragi because of their names' connection to the theme of cherry blossom. The first snack I tried was the specialty flavored Kit Kat.
I'm a huge fan of strawberries, so this looks perfect for me. Let's give it a try. The smell is very strong on this. You get a strawberry smell, so let's, break the Kit Kat up and that's actually really good.
The next snack I ate were these salty sour plum chips.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's pink. They kind of resemble leaves. All right, let's give it a try. That is really good. Now, I don't know exactly what flavor it is. Let me check the booklet. So these are sour plum salt crackers. They're packed with ume, which is Japanese sour plum. And I guess I've never had a sour plum before because that taste is indescribable. but it is really good. It tells you in the booklet whether the snacks are suitable for vegetarians, and I have a girlfriend who is vegetarian, and I wanted to share these snacks with her. So this is perfect because now I know what snacks she can have.
I also had these little chocolate candies.
Oh, that's amazing. Listen, I'm a sucker for chocolate. This is pure chocolatey goodness.
Those were absolutely my favorite ones. Moving on to Sakuraco, their focus is on traditional, authentic, and artisan snacks that support local snack makers across Japan. Their theme this month is Seasons of Sakura. Once again, opening the box gets you a cool little card from the founder of the company. The box includes a booklet with fun facts and information about the snacks, as well as a special Japanese tableware. This month's tableware is the Sakura-themed sake glass. The first snack I tried from this box were these deep-fried syrup-coated dough sticks called Sakura Karinto.
Okay, so I was expecting a lighter crunch, but this tastes fire.
Next, I tried the strawberry waffle cookies.
Again, like I said before, I love strawberry. I love waffles, so let's see. This is really good. The strawberry doesn't even kick in until like after. Wow.
Lastly, every Sakuraco box comes with the month's flavor of tea. This month was sweet Sakura tea. And this is all just a portion of the snacks you get. Use my code KINGJJ to get $5 off your first Sakuraco or TokyoTreat box and experience Japan from the comfort of your own home. Once again, thank you to TokyoTreat and Sakuraco for sponsoring this video. Kicking off the top 10 is a repeat. Yeah, for Persona 2 Eternal Punishment on the PSP, to get butterflies, you have to find all 3 butterflies in the extra dungeon. We already went over this, and I'm not sure what the difference between the PSP and PlayStation 1 versions are, so we're just gonna move on to the next entry. Another retro achievement and another Velvet Room boss battle, but this time with a twist. For Persona 4's The One versus the One in Blue, you have to defeat Margaret with you alone. Again, it doesn't specify difficulty, so you can probably just do this on easy mode, but just in case you can't, I've done this myself on very hard mode in Persona 4 Golden with only Izanagi. Now, I've never actually played the original Persona 4, but I assume the process is similar. I ran you with the Blade of Totsuka, Godly Robe, and a Divine Pillar. Now, I only used a beefed up Izanagi, but for this battle you could use multiple personas, including Izanagi no Okami and Yoshitsune with Hasotobi. With these persona, I can't imagine the battle being too difficult at all. Okay, so at number 8, we have Eternal Bonds from Persona 5 Strikers. This trophy can be really hard and fast, or really slow and easy. To get this trophy, you have to max out all bond skill levels. In order to do this, you need to be level 99. One way to do this is simply by repeating requests until you get to 99. However, this is the easy route and this would take forever since requests only get you 15k at most every time you complete them. If you want to go the hard and fast route, you need to defeat the Reaper to unlock Merciless and make your way to the second jail in Sendai and gain access to the West Garden. Find the Snake King Dire Shadow who is weak to ice, fuse for a Lucifer with Ice Amp, Ice Boost, Freeze Boost, Diamond Dust, and Spellmaster. Yoshitsune is also good to have for Heat Riser. During battle, use Heat Riser, then use Diamond Dust until he's frozen. Beat him up until he's unfrozen, and rinse and repeat. Use your Showtime when you get it and he isn't stunned, and yeah. Leave the jail and re-enter to spawn the Dire Shadow again and keep repeating this. Instead of the measly 15k you'd get from requests, you get around 86k from this. For number 7, we're back to retro achievements, and for Persona 2 Innocent Sins Demon Obsessed, you need to defeat every single demon at least once. This one is actually one I wish was in actual trophy sets. This is a fun one that makes sense and is easily trackable. I could see spreadsheets being made to do this. When this game eventually gets ported or remade on modern devices, I'd love to see a trophy like this one on there. Persona 3 on the PS2 actually has a 6-way tie between 6 trophies. Memories of You is unlocked by beating the game in New Game Plus, which is, you know, not bad or complicated at all. Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny requires you to defeat Elizabeth on normal difficulty without the use of New Game Plus. This one is tougher since you don't have access to Orpheus Telos, but with enough luck, you'll manage. I've never fought Elizabeth outside of Persona 3 Portable, so I'm not sure how different the battle is, but I can't imagine it being too much more difficult than Portable. I could be wrong though, let me know in the comments if I am.
For Elizabethan era, you have to complete all of her quests. This one is also pretty self-explanatory. There are guides out there that help with this. These next two might be some of my favorite trophies out of all of these games. To get Fuka, what does Juno say about its power level, you need to analyze every enemy in the game, not including bosses and golden hands. This is similar to the Persona 2 trophy right before this. It incentivizes you to explore Tartarus fully and make sure to grab as many encounters as possible. As someone who can't stand Tartarus, this would make me want to traverse it more. For Get Lost, you need to level Shinjiro up to level 77. This one is fun purely because of the circumstances. If you're watching this video, I'd hope you already have beaten Persona 3. But if you haven't, please skip to the next game on the list. I always have timestamps on my videos. Okay, the losers are gone now. So, if you guys didn't know, Shinji dies on October 4th. He joins the party in early September at level 37, which means you have 1 month to level him up 40 levels. You're going to be slaving away in Tartarus, but on the bright side, you'll also be leveling yourself up in the process. Wait, I just remembered you can't even control your party members in this game, so who knows what could happen. Lastly, you get Spellmaster for discovering every fusion spell. If you complete the compendium, you'll have this trophy by default. Entering the top 5, we're kicking it off with Persona 1 on the PSP. In Persona 1, there are 2 routes, the main route, Sebek, and the Snow Queen route. In order to get Gatekeeper 5 and 6, you need to open the 5th and 6th gates on floor 12 of Devil's Peak. In the Snow Queen route, Devil's Peak is a bonus dungeon that can be accessed. You can't access floor 8 until after you've beaten the game. To access floors 9 through 12, you need to defeat a group of demons inside of a room on that floor. To start the fight, interact with a stone inside each of these rooms. There are 6 bosses on the 12th floor, defeat all 6 and you will get your trophy. Funnily enough, at number 4, we have Revelations Persona, so Persona 1 before the PlayStation 1. In order to get Harvester, you need to reach max rank with Flare, who is Alana's ultimate persona. When I went to research this, I was genuinely lost. It took me a good 15 minutes before I realized that Alana was ISA, and I beat Persona 1. But to be fair, she wasn't on my team. Anyways, to fuse for ultimate personas in this game, you need to find totems unique to the persona you want to summon. For Flare, his totem is the stuffed deer. In the Sebek route, you can find it on floor B8 in Alaya Cavern. In the Snow Queen route, it's in the Ice Castle on the 3rd floor. Now once he's fused, the job isn't finished. You have to get him to max rank. Rank in this game is basically how levels work in modern Persona games. Personas learn new moves when they rank up. There are only 8 ranks, so once you battle enough enemies to rank up to max, you've got yourself a trophy. We've now entered the top 3, and if you know anything about Persona Platinums, you absolutely know what the last 2 games with official trophy sets are. Surprisingly though, at number 3 is the original Persona 4 Arena. I thought for sure this game would be number 1, but it isn't. To get
C'est magnifique!
You need to complete Score Attack mode with all the characters. This trophy is the reason I've been ducking this platinum. Score Attack is a mode where you have to run through a gauntlet and defeat all 13 characters in a row. The computer's difficulty is set to even harder than the hardest difficulty possible. You have to beat this with all 13 characters. So not only is this mode hard enough to beat once, you have to do it 13 times with drastically different characters with different combos. There is a pause method you can use to read your opponent's abilities that can help tremendously with it, but since I haven't gone for this trophy yet, I can't really give too much input. I've heard that it's one of, if not the hardest fighting game trophy. It is absolutely ridiculous. In the silver medal spot, we have our final retro achievement trophy. For Persona 3 Fez, you get Try to Kill Me if you can for defeating Elizabeth on hard difficulty. Now this one allows for you to use New Game Plus, so you do have access to Orpheus Telos here. We've seen trophies like this on the list before, so I'm a little disappointed one of them managed to sneak their way all the way up here on the list, but it is what it is. Finally, at the number 1 spot, the absolute rarest Persona trophy goes to Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. To get Arena Domination, you need to complete 3 Golden Arena courses. I'm surprised with 2 things here. I still think the original Persona 4 Arena should be in this spot. That trophy is nightmare-inducing. 2, I don't even think this is the hardest trophy in the game. Don't Think Feel is a trophy you get for completing every challenge combo for one character. Those combos are hard, so I figured it'd be that one, but nope, Golden Arena. This trophy is weird because it's the only one that is different depending on which system you're playing on. If you play on the PS3, then there are only 3 courses. Normal with 50 floors and 10 bosses, Hard with 100 floors and 20 bosses, and Risky with 200 floors and 40 bosses. Risky is an extremely hard one, but if you play on PS4, there is a workaround. On the PS4, there are 4 courses. Normal with 100 floors and 20 bosses, Hard with 200 floors and 40 bosses, Risky with 400 floors and 80 bosses, and the event course, which is 50 floors. This may seem easier, and it probably is, but the event course is still no joke. The fighters are max level and have the best skills, as well as having a lot of health. I can go way deeper into this mode, but I already touched upon it in my Platinum video, so if you want more information on this trophy and many others, go check it out, as I have obtained every single official trophy the Persona series has to offer. Except for the original Persona 4 arena, of course. But with that, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, let me know in the comments what your favorite trophy is, and maybe what trophies could have been added to some of these games. I'd love to see if I can complete some of your fan-created trophies. As always, I'll see you when I see you.